Okay, am I on?
I don't see it. Did you get it, babe?
Okay, does anybody see me? What I'm doing right now is just putting on some linseed oil to work as,
Anybody see you?
I'm not sure.
Somebody's watching.
Just covering this with linseed oil. I started off with just put a bunch of black down in here. Kind of shaped a couple rocks and tree limbs and little trees back here just to get this painting started. I want to do a nice bright, maybe snowy waterfall. So we'll see how this turns out. I don't know if it's going to work out the way I want it to, but that's why painting is so exciting like this. So, I got my linseed oil on. And that's just black acrylic paints that I put on there at first. Now that I put my oil on, you go back and wipe the oil off. Almost just take your paper towel and really wipe it down really good. I could tell you one time I forgot to wipe it off and I started painting and we left for a little while, and when we left I came back and I had paint on my floor because the paint all ran off of the canvas. So, here we go. Now I had planned on putting a mountain back here, way back in the background, but I ended up putting too much black and didn't have room for that. So, here we go. We're going to start off. I want to have this kind of bright. I'm just going to go into my blue here. This is French Marine blue. And as always, we start up here in the sky. And remember, the lighter you put pressure, the more you'll leave holes in the sky, and that's what we want to do. We want to get these holes in the sky. I actually have this canvas hanging on my wall, so excuse the noise of it bouncing around. I decided to do this so I could get a good shot of this. So we're going to bring this sky straight on down, and because it's a transparent color, we can just go right in over all these black trees that we had put in before, and just some of these will look further back than others. Now we take the same blue, just come on down here, and put this color in here. I almost had a happy little accident there. Okay. A little bit more blue in here. Well, the one thing about putting it on your wall, you either use the right amount of pressure or you knock the whole thing down. So this is a good way to learn not to put too much pressure on your painting while you're painting. Now you see that kind of left the sky with the little stringy stuff at it, dark here and there. I put just a little bit of black with this blue here now. I just want to darken up a little bit of this area. Come in here, because this is going to be a little bit of a winter scene. Just throw a little bit of this right in here like this. Blend it back out. And I did want to say happy birthday to my brother James. I was actually his 15th birthday present. So happy birthday, and thank God for waking us up on one more birthday. So now what I want to do is just get me a little bit of paint here on this little 1-inch brush. Get me some white paint in here. I want to go ahead and just brighten up this area here. Throw some little bit of this up in here. Because I want this to be a little bright through here. And then some of these rays will come on down here through this painting. It's just a little spot where we can see the sun really coming through there. And I can't tell you exactly what I'm going to do because I'm not sure yet. So I take this brush here and just throw a few more clouds that's hanging around down in here. You can use just about any brush for clouds because clouds are free. You can do whatever you want with them. Now I did say I was going to do some mountains. I told you I was going to do some mountains so that you could see them. I will be getting down in here and doing some mountain work that will show you that technique. So now I just take a very light blender brush. want to just get this sky nice and blended out. Okay, so now we've got a sky that's a little bit, clean up a couple brushes real quick. That's what we gotta do, is keep these things clean so we can keep on moving. Okay, so what we want to do now is take a little bit of this, a little bit of black, maybe throw some red in there. Throw a little bit of red, maybe just a touch of white. Okay, here we go. Now, we already know we got some trees up in here, so we're just going to throw us in a couple little bushes, a couple little things that give me a little bit, maybe a good sized tree here. And it just comes right on up there like that. Get this brush cleaned off again. Here we go. We're going to go back to the little small brush. Come back in here. Do just a couple trees that are setting up in here like this. These are setting back here a little ways. Couple more of them bushes. Okay, got that nice dark color going. Now you can't see this too much right now, but you'll start seeing it break up colors here soon. Because we're going, just taking this across. You see a little bit of red there. That's a nice little accident. Okay, now what we want to do now go back in here. We're going to scratch a couple sticks and twigs. Maybe this tree comes up out of here like this. Couple little sticks and twigs here. Oh, and now what we're going to start doing is, if you go onto the YouTube site, you're going to be able to, subscribe, and when you subscribe, we're going to start giving away these paintings. So get on YouTube, subscribe, and keep that going so that you can start getting some of that YouTube. You start getting a painting. So we're going to just touch a little bit of snow here. A little bit out this side. Now you got to remember this snow's starting to melt just a little bit because it's around the creek bed. So you may have holes here and there. Okay, so what we're doing here is just creating some distance back here. And you can move whatever you want with the snow. Just pull it out and try to keep your angles the way you want it. Either it's going down a hill or just straight across. You want to keep an eye on where that angle is. Okay, so now what we want to do, get that little fan brush cleaned off. Now we'll probably have some more bushes. That's set down in here. And we'll just pull back out from below that. Now, get me my knife. What we need to do now is get me a little bit of land here. I'm going to do that dark color. And there'll be maybe a rock here. And then I'll just make kind of a land base here. Just kind of go side to side to get your land the way you want it. Be another little rock right in here. And as you see, this land will start going back here a little bit. As it gets closer to you, it's going to get wider. So, you want to get in here and start pushing this back. So, you just take a dark color and start cutting this snow back a little bit. Okay. Okay. Okay, now, what we got to do now is get us a big rock. Okay. So, maybe we got the top of it's going to have some snow because it's you know, this the snow just is starting to melt, so it's going to be broke up a little bit on there. You can do pretty much anything you want on these. You could take your fan brush and go into some of this black Fan brush works pretty well on just throwing some stones in here. Okay, so now I'm going to take another fan brush, and I have a couple of them going at a time. So I'm going to get me some of that white. Just come out here on this corner. Maybe some of this. Okay, so we started a little bit of water in here. I'm going to take a little bit of this white on the top of my knife, and this rock here, and you can even do a little bit of this with your knife and make your waves a little more profound here and there.
You want to be in the film. You can't see me.
So you decide where your light's going to hit the most, and that's where you're going to have a little bit of some extra light coming through. And maybe even a couple of little shots here and there where the actual water is coming down. You want to see the waterfall coming. So now we're going to go to the big part of the waterfall. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take my knife and we're going to scrape in some black here. I already had really dark color here, so you don't have to worry about this too much. Okay, so now anyways, let's take the fan brush here. And off of this wave here, and it comes down. And maybe another one. And that. Maybe this one doesn't fall quite as far. So, we'll take another rock. And maybe it just comes right on out here like this. As you get darker and darker, it'll start pushing things back, of course. So maybe this rock has another little ledge here. And this is all going to be dark here anyway, so the one thing that you don't want to do is get paint all over you. So I'm going to go ahead and get into some more of this white. And maybe there's some so you can kind of take a rock and just shape it the way you want it with this lighter color. Maybe it comes down like this. It's just a crazy looking boulder. Okay. Now what you want to do is you got to make sure that you don't kill all of your dark color, which is easy to do. So I'm going to just come back in here, put a little bit of this dark color back in here. So you just want to reshape your rock if you have to. Maybe bring this edge back down. And you can go back and forth on that. I just had to wipe my knife off. Okay, now, down here, what we want to do, because, you know, these trees and stuff, they're going to be quite covered with snow, so we come back up in here, get some of these tree tops covered up. You can use just about anything to put your highlights on these trees. I normally use a uh, 1-inch brush, but I tell you, a fan brush can do just about anything. If you want a lot of branches, you just have to tap more in that area. You see how I bring those branches on down. So, you have to always make sure you go back and get your snow covering or whatever you're going to do in these bushes. This one here, scratch a couple sticks in here. And I got a couple sticks I could put in here. And because there's black under this, it'll look like there's sticks in the ground here. Okay. Anywhere there's white behind this, it'll turn into white sticks. Anywhere there's black, it'll be black sticks. So, now you just take I want to just highlight this little bush real quick, because this is definitely a different bush. Maybe this was a rose bush or something just sitting in here. Okay. And you see that one. There's a little bit of snow that's just nice drifty snow right there. So, we'll go back over here into these trees, give them just a little bit of highlight. We don't want a whole lot because they're still a little ways back. These here, we just do a couple little touches here and there. Just use the point of the, because you don't want much back there. But most of these can stay dark back here. But you want some indication of a little bit of snow. Now, as you can see, especially with this painting, I really didn't know what I was going to do yet. But you can end up with something pretty decent from just putting stuff together. I'm showing you a lot of things that I did not expect to have a lot of happy accidents, but I did. But this tells you that nobody's perfect. God didn't make us perfect, so we are not perfect. But this teaches you how to paint. It keeps you trying to do something different, keeping things different, and we get these little highlights on here because we really don't want too much. Okay, but it's starting to look like a little bit of snow, a little bit of water coming down, and this tree here is actually a little Christmas tree, so this one's up in the front. Okay, so as you can see, the blue that was in there before in this water, it started showing up whenever I put the sky in. So you see a little bit of this blue edge here. Now you know that this, because of it being snow, is going to be a little thicker coming down here. So now I'm thinking what we need to do is take some white, and this snow is gonna, I mean, it's got to come down here, right? There's a little bit of a hill here, so yeah. I know I'm kind of reaching a time limit here. I don't want these videos to be such a long time. And actually, this hill can actually just come on over here in front of this rock, because we do have a rock here. Just come on down, and it just, this is all snow covered, so okay. So that's a very nice snow-covered hill there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just throw a there's probably a tree that grows somewhere in here. And at this point, it's just going to come straight down here. See, this tree is a big mama tree. She comes right on down here. And you gotta make sure you stay dark, because you want this down here to cover the snow back up. Once you get down here to this dark area, you won't have to worry about it. But this tree just comes right on down here to a ledge. Okay. Make sure you're covered up nice and good. Okay, now take your knife, get it a little bit of your white, come in here, just put a little touch of your tree trunk in there, and then we're going to come back with some white. I got a couple brushes going here right now, so I can take my white and just throw my highlights on this tree. And remember, your highlights, you want them to be in the middle, on the side. Maybe you leave a little bit of just dark in there occasionally. Okay, and then maybe there's a little bit of snow here under this tree. Okay, so we got a little bit of a ledge there that tree sets on. And take a little bit of sticks and twigs. Couple of sticks and twigs up here. Got a couple of sticks and twigs here. Okay, now we gotta finish this side out here. Sorry for the amount of time that I'm at right now, but let's just go ahead and bring another big rock that comes out here, okay? And maybe this stone is way up here. This is going to be the front stone. Okay. And maybe even where this piece of land sits, there'll be a stone that actually holds this. And it's down here. Maybe it comes out there like that, projects. Because you know you're in a waterfall area, there's going to be mountains and projections everywhere. Okay. Now, I got a little bit of a gray color here, which I can just finish off my little stones here. Do a little stonework here and there. And this is just like your